My name is Stella Rita, and I'm originally from Cali, Colombia. And when I was very young, we moved to New England. I didn't know a stick of English. I had to learn it by myself with our landlady. And then from there, we lived there 11 years. And just before I entered in my sophomore year of high school, my dad and I jumped in a car and we flip a coin because he wanted to move out of Connecticut. It was blizzard all the time. And he said, okay, here are our choices. I have a job offer in California or I have a job offer in Florida. So he says, which one do you want? I said, let's flip a coin. And we literally flipped a coin. I chose Florida, my dad chose California, and I won. So we ended up in Florida. And I've been in Florida ever since I was 16, 17 years old. So that's my life. My life before thinking into results was one complete long day. I'm also an attorney, so it was just a repeat of itself over and over, like Groundhog Day. I mean, I was just living the life, waking up, going to make the donuts, doing it all over day in, day out. And literally, as I was doing that every single day, I kept thinking there's got to be something more to my life. Even though I worked so hard to become an attorney, I really thought there has to be something more than this. Every single day, waking up just to do the same old thing over and over again and not feeling that love that I had when I first started. Since I have entered into the Thinking into Results program, one of the things I've noticed is I have a lot more energy. That was one thing that I felt in the past. I was always tired, fatigued, but I look at Bob Proctor and I see how energetic he is, and I think to myself, that's impossible that I cannot have the same kind of energy as this man does. So he's given me that feeling of being energized. The other thing I feel is I am more aware of everything. I have this heightened sense of awareness that I felt like I had suppressed it in some point over the course of the last 15 years. And with that, I feel like I have grown as a person. I'm more excited about what I can do. I'm in the middle of a transition in my life from a career that I worked very hard to have, but I realized that I have a new passion. I need to transition out. And without this program, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be even thinking about doing it. One of the things that I have learned about myself is that I know that I can challenge myself to do better. So if I set the bar here, that's where I'll stop. But with this program, I'm learning that I need to set the bar up here and I need to shoot for the stars. And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, because I know that I am capable of doing what I set my mind to, because I've done it in the past without even knowing that I was actually doing it. Now I'm understanding that whole concept of why I'm doing the things I'm doing. This program gave me the tools to learn that I'm capable of using all these higher faculties that I wasn't even aware of them. And with those tools, it's allowed me to grow as a person, and it's spilled into my personal life, my professional life. I'm also less afraid to speak in front of people. That was one of my biggest fears, and I've learned to overcome that fear. It's funny that when I first started TIR, I felt like I didn't understand goals, but now I'm getting a better definition of what is a goal. I'm starting to really understand the differences between the A, B, and C goals. And originally I felt like I was only really reaching for the A goal, and then I was getting to, okay, I can do the B's, but now I'm starting to realize that the true meaning of this whole thing is really to go after the C goal. So for me, it's been a challenge in that I've had to train myself to just hit that high C goal, and without the program, I don't think I would be doing it. So I now view the world in a different, with a different eye, because I'm using one of my tools, which is perception. I'm looking at things from a different point of view. I'm also more aware of how I interact with other people and how I perceive them. It's changed just so many things of my daily life. I no longer am just doing things for the sake of doing them. I'm actually thinking about the things I'm doing. I'm learning to respond instead of react. So it's really made a 365-degree change for me. Yeah. My personal relationships have changed tremendously because being the oldest daughter of my family, and I felt like I had a lot of responsibility on my shoulders, and I felt like I had to take care of my family. So now I've learned to step back and let them take care of themselves, which is something that was not easy for me to let go of. But with the program, I've learned that they are as capable of taking care of their own without me stepping in all the time. And with my own personal life, my husband and I feel like we've become closer because now we're reaching that C goal that we want to reach together, rather than me working on my goals and he working on his goals. So I think we're coming together and having more of that harmony to be able to go for what we both really want, something we've been putting off. I feel that the world is my oyster. I feel like I am truly capable of doing what I want. There's no limit to age. There's no limit to anything. I'm learning that the boundaries that we set are our own boundaries, and that is not the way to do it. And I'm also learning that I can make my own future. I can make my own life, my own world, and I can change it all just by changing my perception and changing by the way I think about everything and anything. I would say my favorite lesson in thinking into results is the genie, because that sort of puts everything together, and it actually brings in all the different concepts and the fact that you're looking at things from a point of view of learning how not to let the five senses affect you, learning how to use your higher faculties, learning how to really allow things in and let your subconscious, let everything out that you really, really want to go for. To me, that lesson kind of puts it all together in that you're incorporating all these different concepts into one. So I really enjoyed it because it sort of was like the answer to so many questions. It was all in that one lesson. For anyone that's just on the fence and thinking of doing it but not being sure, I say take the leap of faith and just do it. Because one of the things that I've had to work on is getting rid of that procrastination. I'm still working on it. You'll always be working on something, but if you don't jump in that pool, you will never learn to swim. And so you have to just have a leap of faith that there is something here that will help you grow as a person, and that's what really, I'm learning from my consultant. The whole concept of this program is really for growth, personal growth, business growth. All of it comes from challenging yourself and learning, and you can't do it unless you have a great lesson to back you up on. So I say just take that leap of faith and jump in, because otherwise you're just going to stay where you're at and nothing's going to change. This program is different from other programs or other things that I've done in that it sets a foundation, and it's like step by step, and it actually gets you to really think and dig deep into your soul, and you have to be truthful to yourself. And the fact that you have someone working with you for accountability, otherwise you might slack off. If you're doing something on your own without anyone being there to make sure that you are doing your steps, you may not ever finish. With this program, you have someone working with you, and you'll have that accountability, and it'll force you to, keep going and keep you motivated so that you want to continue on to the next lesson. So I think for me that was the biggest the biggest thing that helped me to get through it, because otherwise, we're human beings, we get lazy, and sometimes we just don't want to do it, we give up. And if you have someone pushing you, then you don't want to give up. This whole program has really made a powerful impact on my life.